Let me show you some tips and tricks for Google Pixel 10 Pro. If you use the gesture navigation on Google Pixel 10 Pro, and if you have an app opened or in fact multiple apps opened like this, then what you can do is you can simply switch between these apps by dragging your finger from the bottom left corner, for example, towards the other side, so like this. As you can see, we make this half a circle movement between apps that are opened in the background like this. So instead of going to background apps in order to find and choose your app, you can quickly switch between them with this gesture over here. In the Photos app, once you open your photo or image that you wish to edit, you can tap on the subject, draw a shape around it, or you can brush the area. You can select the area by brushing like this, like so, and then once the subject is detected, we have this outline, then you can, for example, add the blur to the background. We can also erase the selected subject, we can move it around the photo, or we can use reimagine. If you choose reimagine, you have a little prompt, and you can choose what should happen with the selected area or an object. So for example, you can transform the object into something else, you can add stuff to the selected area, and so on and so forth. Now let's go to settings. Over here in settings, if you scroll down to system and open the gestures, you should be able to find this quick tap to start actions option. This is a double tap gesture. We can enable it over here, and you can choose what should happen when you double tap the back of the phone. In my case, I use it to take a screenshot. So now we can double tap. Let's see if I'm gonna make it work. I still have to figure out where we need to exactly tap in order to make it work, but most of the time it works for me above the Google logo. So if we tap like this over here somewhere, we should be able to perform the selected action. There we go. Now, as you can see, we can capture a quick screenshot, for example, with this double back tap gesture. You can create your own wallpapers by going to settings, and over here we can go to wallpaper and style, and then open more wallpapers. Now you should be able to find, for example, AI wallpaper. With AI you can quickly generate an image. Over here we have this prompt. We can customize the prompt by tapping on these words that have dots. So you can generate anything that you can choose over here. You can also press I'm feeling lucky in order to randomize the prompt. And then once you get the results, you can set the wallpaper by tapping on this check in the upper right corner. And there we go. As you can see, we can set this AI generated wallpaper to our home screen or lock screen. Besides that, we also have the emoji workshop where we can create a wallpaper with emojis. Over here we can also generate a random sequence over here. We can also go to patterns in order to choose a different pattern. We can go to colors in order to pick a different color. For example, we can pick this purple one. And then if you tap on this check in the upper right corner, as you can see, we can have a cool little wallpaper that is made out of emojis. If you press and hold the power button, then by default, of course, you will activate Gemini. Now, let me actually clear that. But besides that, we also have additional tool like this one over here. We can tap on this button on the right side in order to have a live conversation with Gemini. So if you want to have a little talk with Gemini, you can also enable camera for Gemini so that you can, for example, show Gemini something that you see in real life. And then you can have a conversation about it. So for example, you can find out more about that thing that you are looking at. We can also share the screen with the Gemini, and generally speaking, we can just have a little chat with Gemini in order to learn something new, to discuss something, or to, I don't know, like get inspiration. During a call, you have an option, so for example, use voice translate. If you and the other person do not speak the same language, you can choose the language of that other person, and then you should be able to talk to that person in with the same language. More precisely, whatever you say out loud, it is converted into the selected language, and also your voice is used, so they hear you speaking their language, and it also works the other way around. Now, if you want to actually set up the voice translate, then you need to open the phone app. In the homepage, we need to tap on these three lines in the upper left corner and open settings. Over here, look for voice translate option, and we need to make sure that this option is enabled. You can also choose the language that you speak over here. Besides that, during a call we also have an access to audio emoji, which is a simple sound emoji that we can use during a call, like this. Now, in case you don't have the emoji, then once again we need to go to settings in the phone app and then look for audio emoji over here. If it's enabled but you still don't have it, just turn it off and turn back on, and you might need to call the person again in order to be able to use that feature. In the phone app, now it looks slightly different than previously, and this also comes with a new feature, and that is the calling cards. So if we go to contacts, and if you choose any of your contacts, you should be able to add a calling card, which is an additional image that is visible, for example, in the profile, or when they call you, then you see this selected image as the background. In order to set up the calling background, we just need to tap on this pen icon in the upper right corner, and over here we can add a calling card pretty easily. On your Google Pixel 10 Pro, you can also set up a private space, which is a feature that is not maybe a new one, but it's still quite useful to know about if you are not familiar with it. Generally speaking, private space can be found at the bottom of the app drawer once you set it up, but if you want to set it up, the easiest way to do so is by using the search bar over here. You can just simply type private space, and then you can tap on this option in order to set it up if you didn't do that yet. Once you set it up, you can use a password, a new password just for the private space, or you can use the same password that you use for the screen lock. And generally speaking, private space can be used for lots of things. It's like having a phone within a phone. It is a separate environment. Everything that you have inside of the private space, it is separated from everything that you have outside of it. So you can have different apps, different accounts, different data, different files, and so on and so forth inside of the private space. So it can be used to clone apps. As you can see over here, I have both WhatsApp apps over here. So I can clone an app in order to, for example, use different data inside this app. I can hide apps as well, so whatever I add into the private space over here, every app that I install over here, it doesn't have to be installed outside of it. So I can, for example, uninstall this WhatsApp from here, from my phone, but it's still going to be there in the private space. So I can use it in order to hide stuff. And also I can use it in order to lock an app, because of course we can use a separate password. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And if there is something else that I could have mentioned in this video in terms of tips and tricks, then of course you can let me know in the comments, something that I didn't mention but you find it quite useful to know about, and so that of course other people can know about this feature as well. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.